Several law enforcement agencies in our area have been dealing with deaths on the force. Fellow officers are left to cope with the loss while also trying to do a stressful job. Our Quentin Smith speaks with Columbus Police Chief Fred Shelton about boosting the department's morale whenever these tragedies occur. Quentin, Chief Shelton recently received training on how to help officers handle grief.
That's right, Scott. Chief Shelton attended a police chaplaincy training earlier this year on coping with the loss of an officer. He's already had to put what he learned to use when the department lost Captain Stacy Deans back in August. Now, it's a no-brainer that law enforcement officers form a close bond amongst each other. That's why whenever one passes away, Shelton says it's just like losing a loved one. Earlier this year, tragedy struck the Columbus Police Department.
Columbus law enforcement and residents are mourning the passing of Captain Stacy Deans.
Captain Stacy Deans passed away after a long battle with spinal problems.
I had to talk to the staff here. Everybody was shook up, everybody was tore up, and I had to come and I had to use some of my intervention skills to help get everybody to get focused.
Then, nearly a month later, it struck the Lowndes County Sheriff's Department when Lieutenant Tammy Prescott passed away.
This morning, Prescott's battle with cancer ended. She passed away at Baptist Golden Triangle.
Whenever a department loses an officer, a sense of sadness quickly spreads throughout the office.
It takes time. It takes time. It's a loss, and what we have to do is we have to learn to replace that loss with something positive.
The loss of an officer is something Columbus Police Chief Fred Shelton unfortunately knows all too well.
I can recall about 3 here at the police department. We had a couple officers die due to cancer.
Shelton says it never gets easier, but as the police chief, it's his job to keep the morale up even in times of grief. His department is prepared and will even bring in counselors to help officers during these tough times.
We have police chaplaincy training that helps us to deal with officers in their grief. We have critical incident stress debriefing, and we have used that in the past, and it helps us to manage our grief through a process of talking about it, getting it out, letting go of the pressure and the pain.
Back in March, Shelton attended a police chaplaincy training that deals with helping officers handle grief. He says each officer grieves differently. Some may need to take a few days off, while others will work out or do things to stay busy.
Find something that makes you happy. Find a positive place or a happy place that you can go to when you're in the middle of dealing with stress. And if it gets too much, at least talk to someone. Find someone to talk to, confide in them, tell them what's going on, and get you help. The police department, we provide training for officers. They need help, we're going to get them help.
Chief Shelton has been the chaplain here at the Columbus Police Department for the past 2 decades. Unfortunately, within the past 2 months, we've had 3 officers here in our viewing area pass away while serving and protecting their communities. We're live in Columbus tonight. Quentin Smith, WCBI News.